So have you heard of the term holistic applicant? And if you have, you're probably like, what does that mean? I don't get it. What do you mean by holistic applicant? Well, that's a great question, and we're going to break it all down today on this video.
It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the...
What's up, guys? My name is Casey Coleman. I'm a physical therapist and the co-founder of Pre-PT Grind. And on this video, we're going to be talking about the holistic applicant. What does that really mean? So for those of you who are new and haven't heard of the term holistic applicant, well, welcome to the party. And for those of you who have heard of the term, and now everybody who's on this video has heard of it, when you think about that, what really comes to mind for you? What does that mean? Does that mean more experiences? Does that mean more observation hours? What does that mean for you? Put it in the comments. Oh, like and subscribe as well. Y'all have been doing great with that too. But as you're putting that in the comments and liking and subscribing, think about it. Share it with your friends and really ponder, what does that mean to you, a holistic applicant? Now, once you do that, I want you to step outside of yourself as a pre-PT and now put yourself in the shoes of the physical therapy school, or in the shoes of the faculty, the admissions committee, who are making the decisions to accept you or not. If you had to choose applicants, what would a holistic applicant mean to you? If you had to use that word, what does it mean to you? I want you to think about that as well and put that in the comments too. Because I think there's a disconnect going on, or a misunderstanding, or a differences in language that goes on with a lot of the terms and with a lot of the things that we think about when it comes to the application from the pre-PT side and the DPT school side, and misunderstanding of what that term even means. Because as a pre-PT, I can tell you right now, if I was to hear that term, and when I did hear it as a pre-PT, my initial thoughts was, oh, I should just get more experiences and more observation hours. That's what a holistic applicant is. Oh, whew, I'm glad they accept that because my GPA is not good. I guess I better get 3 million hours. Or I guess I better do something crazy with my experiences because they want a holistic applicant. That's what I would think. And that's what I did think as a pre-PT. But now we're going to dive into what that actually means from the DPT school side. Now, before I get into it, they can branch off into any direction that they want. But it's usually based on something that we're going to talk about. It's usually based on the model that is from the Association of American Medical Colleges, the AAMC. Their basis, their model, their foundation of what a holistic applicant is usually coming from a model based off of the Association of American Medical Colleges. And many other graduate schools use this and base their foundation of what a holistic applicant is off of that. Dental schools, of course, med schools, PT schools, OT schools, speech, you name it. A lot of the healthcare professional schools base their case for a holistic applicant off of that model. So now going deeper into that, I'm going to put a picture up and you'll see a nice little circle. You'll see a nice little circle. And inside of that circle, you're going to see 3 things, or 3 categories. And those 3 categories are what they're basing their holistic applicant off of. To them, according to them, a majority of them, a holistic applicant consists of these 3 categories. A holistic applicant has experiences, they have certain attributes, and they have certain metrics. It's all there for you. Now, like I said before, some schools out there can totally disregard this and make their own model for what a holistic applicant is. So you can always contact the school, chat them up in an email, and see what their definition of holistic is. But if you don't want to do that, a majority of the schools are going to base their foundation off of this and maybe just branch out into a little extra things. But let's go through this. Let's go through this so that we can understand what they mean from their point of view on what a holistic applicant is, so that we're not just doing a bunch of stuff, accumulating stuff, then going back to them and saying, hey, you said you wanted a holistic applicant, here it is. And they're like, this is not a holistic applicant according to us. And you're like, Well, you never told me what a holistic applicant is. What does that even mean? Are you just talking talk to make it seem like you accept me, but when really you don't, and blah blah. We're gonna break it all down here. But before, as you guys are seeing that, and before I go into more in depth with what each of those categories can include, I want to make it clear as well that most of the schools out there do not care about this model until you meet that center ring, that center circle, the metrics, until you meet their baseline metrics. I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be honest. Some schools may tell you that, some schools may not. But in reality, if the schools are like, we accept a minimum 3.0 GPA, whatever, if you have a 2.1 and you're saying, well, I have everything else on this model that you wanted because I saw a YouTube video, they're going to be like, we don't care. Because in this model, in this EAM model, what's in the middle is the metrics. They still do have metrics and stats and GPAs and test scores as a part of what a holistic applicant is. So according to them, you still have to have whatever baseline they want, or that is still important to them. Metrics, stats, grades are what consists of a holistic applicant to them. So let's keep that clear first, okay? So now, going deeper into that, let's start from the outside and going in. Experiences, what does that really mean? As you can see, it can consist of things such as cultural experiences, travel experiences, educational experiences, community things, research, or I believe research might be in the other one, whatever, it's in there, right? Then the next one, the next ring, when it comes to attributes, values and beliefs, languages, ethnicity, nationality, leadership, the list goes on and on. Then, of course, when we get to the middle ring, what we talked about metrics, it's not just GPA, and it's not just test scores, standardized test scores such as the GRE for you guys as pre-PTs, but fortunately, it is grade trend. Grade trend, meaning that they want to see either you maintaining a high level of academics, or they want to see an uptrend of you getting better with your academics. If you're maintaining a low level of academics or it's a downtrend, that's going to tell them a lot as well. So they do pay attention to grade trend as well. So if you started in not such a good place, there's good news for you. You still got some room to work with according to what they want. So I just wanted to break that down for you from their end. Because like I said before, there's often some miscommunication as to what a holistic applicant is on the school's part and on us as pre-PTs. Because we could do some research like you can do now, like I'm doing for you, and the schools also can be a little bit more clear as well on what they mean as what that is. So with this whole thing, just remember that you don't have to do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of things you see on this circle. Yeah, you can do a bunch of stuff if you want, if you have the time, the energy, and all that stuff, but don't get overwhelmed with everything that you see in this model. Pick one of them, pick two of them. Pick two from experiences, pick two from attributes, pick one from experience, pick three from attributes. I don't care what it is, but don't overwhelm yourself saying, I need to get everything in this ring, in these rings, to make myself a holistic applicant. Do what you can. Save your energy. Go deep into one of them that really stands out to you and that you can really talk about. If you can talk about your ethnicity and your culture, then have a good grade trend with the metrics, do that. If you have research experience and a wide variety of education background and you're coming from a different career, do that. Use this as a template. Don't use it as something to overwhelm you, as something else you have to do. This is a model that you can extract information from to use for your application. That's it. Now that you understand them, you can use everything here to say, okay, how can I take what I already have and articulate it in a way that they understand based on how they constitute what a holistic applicant is. Make sense? Make sense? I hope you guys got it. I hope you guys got it. Of course, if you have any more questions, drop them in the comments below. Again, like, subscribe, share. You guys have been doing amazing with that. You guys have been doing amazing with that, so we greatly appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed this video on what it means to be a holistic applicant, and we will see you on the next